Something has hit the fan here, and it's all very, very bad. With rumours about Meghan being painfully awful to work for, and Page Six releasing an exclusive article about how Meghan's top Hollywood agent has just dropped her, allegedly, things seem to have gone from bad to worse. It's looking like rock bottom has finally been hit. Let's get to the crunch. If you like the feeling of sun hitting your back on a cold winter day, or discussing narcissistic behaviors until the cows come home, then hit subscribe, because you might not know it yet, but you are one of us, and we welcome you to the Crown family as one of our own. Oscar Wilde once said, "There's only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about." This really must be Meghan Markle's mantra, because really at this point, who is left in her corner? In an exclusive article from Page Six, we found out just days before the launch of Meghan Markle's show, she has been dropped by WME. And though they have not exactly confirmed these rumours, it is looking like they are quite credible. The article states, Meghan Markle has been dropped by WME, multiple sources tell Page Six, after months of speculation about her relationship with the top Hollywood agency. But the agency denies it has given the star the royal flush and says it's still working with her. However, an industry insider said Markle, 43, was let go because she was too demanding and difficult to work with. Well, there is no surprise there. This is nothing new to us. But this does smell like a move of desperation from the agency. WME have probably been wanting to drop Markle since they first took a gamble on her back in 2023, as she's given them nothing, absolutely nothing to work with. I think she has made, quite frankly, approximately £0 or dollars for the agency. So why does that make WME look so desperate, you might think? Well, dropping Meghan Markle before the release of her show is cowardly. Meghan's probably on some sort of endorphin high right now with the simultaneous launch of her business, with the partnership of Netflix and her cooking show. So what better time for WME to jump ship than when she is happy and, quite frankly, too busy to unleash her wrath of anger onto the little folk at the agency. Must probably, like everyone else who has worked with her, have come to discover that working with Meghan is terrifying. It seems her idea of a partnership is the equivalent to a Shih Tzu working with an XL bully, or Finding Nemo side by side working with Jaws. You get my drift. She is absolutely terrifying. And unless you are a fan of that kind of sadomasochistic relationship that she so frequently seems to find herself in, then you better run. In the name of sanity and goodwill, run. Allegedly, Meghan has become quite the royal pain at WME, and a source stated that Meghan had an outburst in January of 2024, right after the holidays, when the Duchess apparently demanded a meeting. This led to a dispute with Ari, who is Ari Emanuel, one of the big knobs at the WME agency. Ari was done with her, says an insider. The article goes on to slam her character, calling her a mean girl's teenager, which I don't know if you remember those days as a teenager, but girls supercharged with hormones can be the worst. The article does not stop there and goes on to say that one source who worked on the Archetypes podcast at Spotify described the alleged experience with Meghan as really, really, really awful and very painful. It's so funny because it's so wonderful to hear people say these things about her. We all know that it's true, but it's just extra exciting when we hear it again. And this is all very, very bad. But no publicity is bad publicity for Meghan Markle. it would seem. And the comments on this are profound and wonderful. I really had to stop myself from choosing the best of the comments. Deborah said, I suspect this ongoing negativity towards Markle continuously baffles her. Perhaps she will one day realise and accept what goes around comes around. Words are powerful and actions have consequences which follow us until corrected. Life-changing insights. I just do not think Meghan has the capacity to look at herself objectively and see that she is the flaw. She is the problem. I think there is something wrong with her brain in which she cannot do that. Oh, that's right. She's a narcissist. She cannot do that. But I would love to see that. I think you're right. She's absolutely baffled by what's going on. She doesn't understand where the statements are coming from, and everyone is wrong except her. Someone else said, this is called overplaying your hand. She thinks she's more than she is and treats everyone, even Ari Emanuel, as servants. She never realized she needed him more than he needed her. Humility and humbleness goes a long way. And we see that time and time again in Hollywood. It is knowing who the nice Hollywood stars are, because it doesn't slip under the radar when you are a continuous a-hole to everybody around you. We see that reflected more and more in today's society with social media, when you can't hold celebrities back from tweeting or from Instagramming their lives constantly and really in an unfiltered way, and things slip through the net and we see people's real personalities, and we're getting a glimpse of that with Amber Heard, and we're getting a glimpse of it now with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, people we thought on the surface were lovely, and time is really showing them to be really nasty people. With Meghan, we're seeing that over and over again, and when enough people say it, it becomes gospel. Someone else said, it really doesn't matter whether WME have officially and publicly dropped Markle or not. WME has been totally unsuccessful in promoting her or finding her work during this time. She's probably the first client Ari has ever taken on that he's been unable to sell. Maybe he took her on as some kind of experiment. He thought, if anyone could do it, I can. And even he has failed. Having an enormous ego, he probably doesn't want to admit failure, or Markle is paying WME to not drop her to save face. I do think these agents pride themselves on being the god that gives their talent those wonderful opportunities. And if he can't do it for Meghan Markle, then nobody can. Somebody else said, you can be difficult and too demanding if you're gorgeous and or / talented. It ain't right, but it's not uncommon. Nutmeg, she is neither, by miles. Not sure who she thinks she is. And then somebody else underneath has said, she's absolutely gorgeous. There's no doubt about that. Well, there is doubt, my friend Mark Merlini. There is quite a lot of doubt about that. Just look at the internet. And this is so funny. I have to read this next one because I just find it so funny. The eager beaver says, this is but a minor setback to Meghan Markle, and she will surely weather this storm, in large part due to the stability and great success of her new as ever brand, one which will surely serve as a keystone to all her future business endeavours. Now, either this is sarcasm, eager beaver, or this is Meghan Markle. Hello, Meghan Markle, if it's you. And somebody else says, oh no, Meghan Markle dropped by WME. I can't imagine how the entertainment world will cope with the immense loss of someone whose primary talent seems to be self-promotion. Perhaps she can apply for a job as a professional victim. Clearly, she has the experience. Ever since she joined the royal family, she thought the best way to continue forward is to be a victim. She could have left the royal family and had a successful career if she had not chosen the victim path. It could have worked. It could have worked if she had nothing to say but good things about her time in the royal family. And do you know what? It would have been better for everyone. It would have been better for the royal family. But it would have been better, certainly, for Meghan and Harry, and it would have been better for the children because they could have continued to have a relationship, a personal relationship with the royal family. Hit like if you think this might finally be rock bottom for the disagreeable Duchess. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss a future episode, and we will see you down in the comments.